Boker Tov Chavrim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Guys, I got a message this morning. Somebody asked me a question. They're very concerned in my notifications here because, let's just see if I can find that tweet really quick here. They were asking me about Russia declaring war and wanted to know what I knew about this and was I aware of this. I don't see it right offhand here. I apologize for that. But anyway, so I did a little bit of looking here real quick just to see. And of course, they were sharing with me that Alex Jones says NATO declares war on Russia. Now, that's what Alex is saying right here in this video here. But I looked at a couple of other things that are going on, and this is where it really comes down to. The Morning Ledger, NATO declares war on Russia. Here's the truth. They're going into this as the way that NATO is actually carrying out their operation against Russia. They have, the 4,000 ground troops are involved in Lithuania right now. Most of those are stationed very close to Kaliningrad because of Russia moving the S-400 missile system to Kaliningrad. It's been tit for tat, but you got to remember, everybody wants to say, as far as in Western media, that Russia started all this. But that's not the truth, guys. The truth is, it was the CIA that first toppled, that caused the coup over in Ukraine that was the ousting of President Yanukovych. And President Yanukovych, to me, is still the president of Ukraine, regardless of the coup that was orchestrated by the CIA and their thugs that came in there and ousted him. He still remains the president. Poroshenko is the CIA operative that's the thug that's working inside of there. But NATO continues to rabble their saber. Now this time they're doing even a little bit more when they call this, according to the Express, it's called the Iron Sword of 2016. Boker Tov Chavrim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Guys, this morning I got a question sent to me asking if this was true. NATO declares war on Russia. We have here, we're seeing Alex Jones has put out a video this morning, and he is, or I say this morning, or exactly whenever it is, but he does go into this particular video here, and he's talking about how that, the war, you don't realize it's going to be a war until something like St. Helens volcano erupts. Once it erupts, it's just a little bit too late. Now, in hindsight of what Alex is saying in here, you have to take a look at like articles of the Morning Ledger, and where the Morning Ledger is actually writing an article called NATO declares war on Russia a day later. Here's the truth. And they go into the movement of troops, as they're calling it, their drills. They're not actually, meant to be a threat to Russia. And of course, they say that they're doing this 4,000 ground troops in Lithuania as a response to the S-400 missile systems in Kaliningrad that Russia moves there. So they say if NATO declares war on Russia, will the Kremlin accept the challenge? Apparently, yes. Russian President Vladimir Putin promised to choke the coalition if it continues to prove the Soviet or to provoke the Soviet armed forces. So, it's getting very serious, friends. I mean, and Putin, just like the other day when Erdogan threatens President Assad while he's over there, Putin reminded him real quick in a phone call of just how serious his accusations were. And he quickly backed down. I guess NATO didn't have his back. But another thing that's also concerning when we think about NATO declaring war on Russia, then you have to ask yourself the question, why is 2 U.S. warships with 4,000 troops arrive in the Mediterranean? And these are amphibious landing ships, by the way, where they can easily get close enough to land and start pouring out the troops for an all-out conflict there. The United States already has troops on the far eastern side of Syria over in working with, as far as working with the Iraqis on Mosul. This is where the U.S. has already put boots on the ground. And, I'm watching this now, and I'm seeing as they put in these 2 U.S. ships here, the USS Wasp and the USS Whidbey Island. These guys here are there Is it for a drill? What's it for? What land are they going to land on there? They're in the Mediterranean. You know, they're I guess as good as anybody's. Are they going to Libya? Or are they going to plan? Are they going to plan on attacking Syria? It's hard to say. I do believe that Erdogan is there to fight a war with NATO to try to take Bashar al-Assad. And I think Putin has let him know that if he gets involved in that, he's going to take him out first. That's probably what kind of reaction Assad got, or Erdogan got, that is. And that's probably why he backed down at the moment. But don't think that Erdogan's going to back down once he knows NATO's got its own people in place. And of course, one of Russia's own ships pulled out of this particular convoy, as it were. So, you know, there's a very serious situation going on right now in the world, and a lot of people are not looking at the seriousness of this. And so, yes, I can't say that NATO has declared war on Russia, but maybe inadvertently they have. And in reality, that could escalate very quickly. And Russia's already stated here, according to what we're seeing here, where President Vladimir Putin promised to choke the coalition if it continues to provoke the Soviet armed forces. So, you know, it's coming down, guys. The Express said it calls it the Iron Sword. You know, when it says it's the Iron Sword, then you know that it's the Roman soldiers, and that's exactly what they're about getting ready to do, is to try to take on this Russian bear, and they may end up getting more than they can handle in doing so. Not saying that NATO is not a force to be reckoned with, but Russia's not going to just sit there and play combat, bang, 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 with some little tiny arms. They're going to start probably slinging some nukes around. Hate to see anything like that happen. Anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Steve Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live, and Shalom.